So you always have doubters along the way. You just have to continue working hard. If that's what you really want to do, you continue working hard, you put your head down and you continue grinding. It will happen in the end. It all started when I was 9 years old. My cousin went to try out for cycling and I went to watch him, and I've always liked riding bikes, so I started after then and I just continued.
Firstly, I was a soccer player, football. I got an injury and I used cycling for rehabilitation, but after that I fell in love with cycling. I love to win, so it's like I need to go to the Olympics and try to win for Trinidad and Tobago. So it's like, yeah, that's my goal.
The dream was never to make it to the Olympics. At that point, I was also doing other sports. I was involved in football, track and field, swimming. So I was just doing a lot of sports at the point. And when I saw a fellow Olympian from Trinidad and Tobago, I saw Justine Phillip on the television at London Olympics. I knew that inspired me. I was like, I want to be like that guy. I want to be on the Olympics and have everyone watching me compete. I want to be on the world stage. So after London Olympics, I just fell in love with the dream. Growing up, I always looked up to Elijah Green and Justine Phillip, as I just mentioned. Those were like my top two that I've looked at from Trinidad and Tobago growing up, and I just loved how they raced. And I just emulated like sort of their style from seeing them growing up. That's why love watching them compete and stuff.
The particular cyclist, I look up to Kwesie Browne. I love the way he rides the track. I love the way his tactics on the track. So I always look up to him.
I love training with this training group. Off the bike, we're friends. Once we get on the bike, we're still friends, but not as much. That's what I love about our group, because we push each other day in, day out on the track, in the gym. You know, everything we do is always a competition amongst ourselves, and I just love that.
It's always great training with the squad here. Like, we are friends off the bike, on the bike, but especially when we're racing against each other, we're still friends, but it's a tight one.
I think it is good for us having Craig as a coach. He's been there, done that, so he has like good experience to pass on to everyone that he's coaching, not just myself. So I just trust in his program.
My objectives for the Olympics would be to get on the podium. I think everyone wants to win, so it's to go there and do the best that I could. So once I get there, I'm just going to try my best to perform as well as I can and to execute. So I think once I execute, I'll be happy.
Our objective is obviously to do my best. In the flying 200, obviously to hit 9 point and to get into the Karen final also. And once you get into the Karen final, anything can happen. So that's my goals for the games. All eyes are going to be on us at that moment. So obviously you're going to feel some type of pressure, but I think once the lights go and the cameras go on, it's time for action. Just give it your best.
I never feel pressured, but I think the support from home pushes me to do better. So I take that as a good sign. So I'm always happy to represent Trinidad and Tobago. So to just make my fans, my family, my supporters at home happy, yeah.
There's a lot of people who didn't expect me to be going to the Olympics. They actually told me to my face that I'm not a sprinter, I'm too small to be a sprinter. So you always have doubters along the way. You just have to continue working hard. If that's what you really want to do, you continue working hard, you put your head down and you continue grinding. It will happen in the end.
Being a role model is a hard thing because you always have to do your best, you always have to set the right trend for them, but I'm always happy to get the younger kids to look up to me and see that there's a pathway and to see that the sky's the limit. So that's a big dream of mine.